Hey, welcome to the Old Cranks lair. Hey look, I hope Santa Claus was as good to you as he was to me. Loads of underwear, lots of fruitcake, and one of these, a 1UP Components single ring chain guide. So I've hauled the old Turner burner out. It's running 1x10 with a 32 on the front. I reckon it takes about 3 minutes to fit it. I'll give myself 10. We'll do it properly and I'll show you how to do it. So before we get into it, let's just chuck it on the scales. They reckon it's about 45 grams according to their specs. So plastic bag, all the parts. Wow, look at that, 45 grams right on the nose. Right, what we're going to do now, get rid of that. Quickly, going to take it out of the bag. So, looks like one device, bunch of little shims. So it looks reasonably straightforward so far. So what we've got to do first is actually cinch this down to the corresponding number of teeth we have, hence those little engraved numbers in the 1UP chain guide. Mr. Wussbag here has a 30 tooth on board, so we're just going to slide that down to the 30 and give it a nip up. Only 3 Newton meters, so just a little bit of a hand tighten should be plenty. And that is essentially ready to roll on the bike. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to be all over in the way at the camera, grabbing the 2 stainless steel bolts. The 1UP guys are pretty proud of the fact that they use genuine stainless steel, because let's face it, lots of water, lots of mud, lots of crud always finds its way down around the bottom bracket area. Now, our Turner here is an ISCG05, and we're going to find some holes. Now you don't have to take the cranks off, which is a cool thing. Slot the screw into the Allen key. There you go, that's the trick. So yeah, a little bit of blue Loctite I don't think would hurt this. It certainly snugs in, as they say, nice and easy. Now the instructions say parallel, so you've obviously got a little bit of leeway there with the device. So we're just going to cinch it, yeah, right on the ends of the stops, actually, on the ends of the grooves. So again, 3 Newton meters of torque, so good solid hand tighten. If you have your torque wrench handy, which I don't, you can give it a bit of a look, but look, it's a very lightweight device. It's not load bearing as such, so it doesn't need to be reefed on. It just needs to kind of sit there. So right, according to the instructional video that I watched exactly once, this little device here, which is included in the packet, actually measures how many shims we need to do to install between the guide and the backing plate. So, I'm not sure if you can see this, hopefully you can, just slots on down there, and now I am going to suggest, of course it's going to be a bit of a matter of trial and error, but I think 3 shims are going to do the trick. So we'll go over to our little table and grab 3 shims. Okay, so again, nice that all the hardware is one size. You don't have to use 2 different Allen keys to fit the thing, or to actually fix it on the trail. So it's a nice touch. Got my little shims. Look at that little locator pin as well. So I'll take that off. Actually, you can see that little dot there corresponds to a little hole on the device, on the shim there. So really can't get that wrong. And if I can't get it wrong, then you can't get it wrong. 1, 2, 3. Whew, not a lot of thread left. Now they did include an extra bolt, so I'm wondering if that is the key. So I'm going to take those shims off, drop the bolt out, get my extra bolt. Yeah, it's a few threads longer, and that's going to do the trick for me. So sorry, bumping the camera like a complete and utter amateur that I am. So I lost a shim out of that. I think I might have. So while I'm busy chatting, yeah, as I was saying, I haven't, yeah, I'd actually lost one of those, so just something to be aware of, just keep an eye on it. It's all very neat when it sits in, but just don't let it turn on you when you're putting it all together. So holding it snugly against the body, all pretty high grade stuff too, it looks really nice. So got that nipped up. Yep, I'm gonna just back it off a touch and get that over my chain if I can. And I can't. I think I may have overjudged the shims by at least one. So let's, yeah, don't know about the whole 3-minute thing, folks. It's always looks easier on the video than it does in real life. I'm pretty old and pretty blind, so, and I don't mean drunk, so doing these things can be a little bit of trial and error. Okay, we're gonna move that down. Okay. So I might have just installed that a little low, I think, in terms of the 2 bolts. Certainly runs through the chain okay. Given I have such a small chain ring, that is actually going to add a little bit of a factor. If you're on a 32 or a 34, obviously it's going to sit a bit more proud of the crank bolts here. As the French say, voile, it's all done. Didn't take too long at all, not the 3 minutes that they reckon it'll take. There's a little bit of faffing around to get it right. Probably the key thing is that shim stack, just getting that sorted out. Wasn't as easy as they made it out to be, but certainly not hard at all. If you can put a handlebar and a stem together, you can certainly put this together. Installation score, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. A little bit of fiddling around to get it right. It's not quite 100% on the 30 tooth chain rings that a lot of us use. I've got a 32 in the box waiting to go on, so I reckon the clearance between the spider tabs there and the chainring guide will be a little bit more, so that'll give you a little bit more insurance. Big ups for the extra long bolt to make sure that that chain guide sits just so on the bike. Don't forget though, if you don't have the ISCG or ICSG 05, what the hell ever they are, the little tabs that mount chain guides on your bottom bracket, you're out of luck with this chain guide, so don't bother buying it. Talking a cost, pretty reasonable, about 60 bucks delivered to Australia, and these guys deliver in a screaming hurry all the way from the States, so big ups to those blokes as well for that. Anyway, I'm going to go and take it for a ride, come back to theoldcrank.com, and I'll give you a bit of a review and let you know how it goes.